on my part to welcome everyone. Howard Lutnick, America's Commerce Secretary, Rachel Reeves, UK Treasury Minister, Sean Panyo of Canada, Brian Moynihan of Bank of America, and Janet Trunkali of EY. So we have an extraordinary blend.
With respect to interest rates in America, there's been a classic policy that when the U.S. economy does well, raise rates and put brakes on it. When the U.S. economy is doing poorly, cut rates and add gas to it. But basically define mediocrity one way or the other. And President Trump thinks quite differently. We are the best credit in the world. Why are we paying a higher rate than all the other credits of the world? It makes no sense. Our rates are too high. It's just binary. Our rates should be much lower so that our economy can finally flourish. I think we're going to grow more than 5% GDP this quarter, and that's for the $30 trillion U.S. economy. And if rates were lower, you would see us hit 6%. What is holding us back is ourselves. Okay, we are going to align our economy and our industrial policy with growth and success, and we hope to export that. I hope the UK follows our energy policy, follows our digital policy, so that our great tech companies can invest in the UK, can invest in Canada, can invest in Europe. But they can't if they have the Digital Services Act, the Digital Services Act, the Digital Markets Act, the digital this, the digital that. Europe has taxed our companies with fines and regulatory attacks more than they've earned in taxes on their own technology companies.
It is said that President Trump rather likes and admires shows of strength.
I think with respect to the tariff policy, the president uses tariff policy to make sure people are talking and paying attention and not just acting. You have seen him use tariff policy again and again to have outcomes that are reasonable and appropriate. So the fact that he doesn't want things to be done without discussion and without consideration is a way for him to say, hey, you need to talk to us. If you're our great ally, you need to talk to us. Do I think the trade deals that we've set with Europe, with the UK, are they durable? I absolutely do.
Tariffs on its own, is that nothing?
Well, then we'll be back to a tit for tat, which is how we began. And it will end in a very positive conversation between Donald Trump and Ursula von der Leyen, which is what happened last time. So you can start with a kerfluffle, but in the end, right, the United States and Europe are great allies. The United States and the UK are great allies. These are great allies, right? We are great allies with Canada. We are great allies. It doesn't mean you don't have an argument. It doesn't mean you don't disagree. But it doesn't change the fundamentals of the United States knows who our allies are. And if we're going to have a kerfluffle, so be it. But we know where it's going to end. It's going to end in a reasonable manner that, in our view, prior to Donald Trump taking the helm of the United States of America, the world was taking the piss out of us, right? And we were exporting the power of our economy to the rest of the world. In 1 year of change, I just said my expectation is GDP of the United States of America is over 5% in the first quarter of 2026. That's just my opinion. But so far, in the first quarter, if you saw what I said I thought the United States would grow 4%. And the whole world said, you got to be kidding me. 4.3% in the third quarter. You're going to see plus 5% from the United States of America, the $30 trillion economy, winning. And that's good for the world.
Bring you back to Greenland.
No. The Western Hemisphere is vital for the United States of America. Our national security people are on it, and they care about it. And I'm going to leave it to them to address with our allies, with our friends, and with everyone how they work it out. But the Western Hemisphere matters to the United States of America. And the United States of America, as I've just articulated, really, really matters to the world. When America shines, the world shines, because they all need to make sure America is strong and powerful to take care of them. God forbid. Globalization has failed the West and the United States of America. It's a failed policy. It is what the WEF has stood for, which is export, offshore, far shore, find the cheapest labor in the world, and the world is a better place for it. The fact is, it has left America behind. It has left the American workers behind. And what we are here to say is that America First is a different model, one that we encourage other countries to consider, which is that our workers come first. We can have policies that impact our workers. Sovereignty is your borders. You're entitled to have borders. You shouldn't offshore your medicine. You shouldn't offshore your semiconductors. You shouldn't offshore your entire industrial base and have it be hollowed out beneath you. You should not be dependent for that which is fundamental to your sovereignty on any other nation. And if you're going to be dependent on someone, it darn well better be your best allies.
Question.